Hello, we are the Geeks and the Degenerates. I am joined by Jum as always, and I'm excited because we were talking about Toy Story since Lightyear comes out this month actually.
Yeah,
So,
it does. Holy shit.
right? So it seems more than appropriate. We are talking about honestly the best animated trilogy out there, next to
Hmm.
How to Train Your Dragon. Like they're equal, actually. No?
I will say I kind of like How to Train Your Dragon a little bit more, but
Oh, okay.
I didn't grow up with How to Train Your Dragon. I grew up with Toy Story, so
Hmm.
I'm a little bit more biased towards Toy Story. But I will say, story-wise, How to Train Your Dragon is a little bit better. But I'm not saying that Toy Story is bad. They're both really
Interesting.
good. Yeah,
Interesting, my dude.
I
Uh,
would love to do a How to Train Your Dragon trilogy, but
I
that's not
yes.
today.
But yeah, do you remember how you first came across this movie? Since it it came out the same year I was born, so yeah,
No, so
2027.
I wasn't born yet. You old fart. Yeah, I was born when this movie came out, so I didn't really watch it in the theaters.
Not even three.
No, I watched Toy Story 3 in the theaters. I didn't watch Toy Story 1 and 2
Hmm.
because I think I was a little too young
Hmm.
well, for one, wasn't born yet. For two, I think I couldn't really comprehend thought yet. But I got introduced to it because my brother loved Toy Story, and for the longest time, my brother wanted the Buzz Lightyear figure, especially with like it's not a for me, it's not an exception. He doesn't want the new Buzz Lightyear figure that looks great. He wants the old '90s one with like the
Oh shit!
spaceship box.
All right.
Like he always wanted that.
Well,
So like,
he would have been jealous of one of my cousins because he had that, and I was fucking like, I want that.
let me guess, he broke it.
I didn't broke. He didn't break it. I didn't break it. It was just on display. Pretty sure he still has it
Ah,
in the box, so God knows how much that's worth.
I'm sure a lot, especially when Lightyear comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, uh, I watched it when it was on Disney Channel, and I think we had it on VHS,
Yeah.
and my brother loved watching that, and I just watched with him. That's how I got introduced to Toy Story in general.
Yeah. Out of all the Disney movies we had on VHS, this is the one, aside from Lion King, that was on repeat for me. Because, hey, toys are alive. What a magical world. And,
Yeah, but which made me feel really bad though. Because like when you broke a toy after watching Toy Story, you're like,
is it gonna come alive and be like, we see everything?
yeah. No, it's just like, oh well, look at that. I impede this man's movement because I dropped it out of my bunk bed.
But yeah, none of the themes really hit me. As when I became an adult, I'm like, oh god. Some of
Mm-hmm.
the lessons you're like, oh, okay. I get it now.
Which I will appreciate. I know I'm making it a little bit of in Toy Story in general, but I do love it that Toy Story kind of grew up with us.
Yeah.
Like as years went on, Andy grew up with us, and once we got to the third one, for sure the people who watched the first one were already in college.
Oh, hell
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, getting into it, you find out that Woody is Andy's favorite. He has Woody posters, Woody everything, and like looking back at it now, I'm like, yeah, I get that. You're fixated at one thing as a kid, and then the new thing comes along. You're like, I like this now.
Yeah. Wait, what was your toy that was like the
It's
thing
all,
that like you?
it was
Hmm?
always dinosaurs.
Yeah, it was just dinosaurs.
Yeah.
You know, like there was just that one toy that you like, no matter when or where, it was the thing that never made you bored. Like there are some other toys that were really great, but like when you play with them, you get bored.
Yeah.
Then you just go back to old reliable.
Uh, I remember I had this really cool T-Rex figure from Hobbs and Lands that
Mm.
could move and shit. And it was really postable, and it was the coolest thing ever. I thought, at least until I got into Star Wars. Then it was the Darth Vader figures that I always had.
All right. Yeah, for me it was my command wolf from Zoids. It was like this small, but it was very articulated and very detailed. And yeah, that was the toy that I loved the most, and then I lost it.
Oh,
Sad to say. So my my adulthood goal now is to buy myself a command wolf, but it's like this big, the Kotobukiya. model kit.
Shit. But yeah, you see that Woody's a likable guy, and all the toys like him, and there's
And they
nothing.
don't have to.
Hmm?
Yeah, he's like a leader
Yeah.
of the toy group.
And everything seems fine until Andy's birthday comes, and all of the other toys are worried because, like, oh my god, we might get replaced because we're not played as much as Woody because we're all like second and third best.
With the
Yeah, and then I do like the fact that the general of the army guys is Arlie Ermy. The
Oh
guy.
yeah, it is Arlie. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Fucking.
The member from Full Metal
Yeah,
Jacket.
I'm like, my god, what a PG role for you.
Right.
Fucker
Yeah, I don't even count it. I don't know if it even counts as PG, but that would.
Like, the fucker was in Full Metal Jacket and 7. So, interesting career.
Mhm.
But he's there, being like, alright, these are the gifts. One kid gave Andy bed sheets. That's weird.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they were like they're all counting out the toys, and then like I was like, oh, these are nothing. It's no big deal, no big threat. And then they hear that, I'm like, oh god, they got a Buzz Lightyear,
Yeah,
which was like the opening scene. I think it was like they're showing a commercial of it, the
yeah.
toy.
I know the opening for this one was the Woody was
Oh, yeah.
the sheriff and the pigs robbing the bank. No, Mr.
Right,
Potato
right,
Head
right.
robbing the bank. But yeah, the mom's like, I have one more gift. It's a surprise. In the Lightyear movie, I hope it opens with Andy watching a Lightyear show, and then it ends with him falling asleep, and his mom being like, "All right, time to sleep." And you see a closet. It is the Lightyear figure. Like that's full circle right there.
It is. It will be.
Yeah.
I would love to say that.
Yeah, but new hotness is Buzz Lightyear, and he thinks he's the actual Buzz Lightyear. As in, if my Superman Red Sun figure suddenly started talking Russian, and it's like, I am actually Superman Red Sun, right? Okay, weirdo.
Oh my god. I have a Cloud Strife and a like solid Big Boss. So I really hope they come alive.
I mean,
I need help making a militia.
I mean, I have Darkseid and Killer Croc. I hope those don't come to life. I mean, the mini ones are fine.
I don't think they have powers, as you can see. Like Buzz was like trying to use his laser, but it was like it's just a laser pointer.
Yeah.
So I don't think he got any worries. They're just conscious.
And then this is how you find out one of Woody's toxic traits, which is jealousy.
Mm-hmm. And like, of course, with the new hotness, you know, which is weird. So if Buzz is like, "Hey, I'm in a new planet and I don't really know what's happening," how does he know? Hey, play dead. Or sorry, you like act like a toy, when the whole concept of being a toy is not in his brain. So that's a little bit of weird
Yeah, right?
logic.
It's like,
to
why
me.
do you,
like?
are you just following, like, I must follow these species actions for some reason?
Yeah, to survive or something. But no, he plays like a toy when they open the toy. So I'm guessing. I don't know.
Or maybe since I'm guessing his mom got it from that toy store in 2, and it's a whole lineup of Buzz Lightyears. And he's like, I must do the same action because we're in cryo sleep. There we go.
Forgot about it. Okay, that makes sense. But they did wake up though in 2. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting off track, but yeah, Woody's jealous, and you see everything Woody getting replaced by everything Buzz. I'm like, again, yeah, I got
Oh
that.
yeah, the bed sheets, the posters. Not gonna lie, Andy's room was sick. Like the mom was just willing to just be like, "Oh, you like cowboys? There you go. Your entire room's themed cowboy. Oh, you like spacemen? There you go. Everything's space."
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow."
And you know, for a single mom, she does raise both of them right. Right, that's
Mhm.
an impressive feat on its own. But out of all the side characters, before we move forward, which one do you like the most? Because I like Slinky, because he a dog.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was? I'm not sure who was my favorite toy here, because like a lot of them were kind of overshadowed by
Buzz and Woody.
Buzz and Woody.
Uh,
But for me, like I really liked Woody a lot because it was Tom Hanks.
yeah.
The man was Forrest Gump, for fuck's sake.
I
I
think,
looked up to the man.
aside from the dog, I like Mr. Potato Head because that was the first time as a kid being introduced to such a thick New York accent. I don't know, that really stood out. It's like, hey, big, I'm Picasso. I don't know who that is. You, what do you call him again? You ignorant swine. But yeah, Woody thinks of a plan to be like, I need this guy out of the picture because Annie's paying way too much attention. So he drops the 8 ball down the hole. Like, oh no, Buzz, he's stuck.
Yeah. And once like Woody found a good opportunity, he just like pushes him out the window.
For RC, because he's part of the murder. But not
But then I couldn't say anything. All he could do was rev.
It's like, oh god, what's happening?
Exactly. And you see the full murder intent in like Woody's eyes.
Yeah.
It's like it's pretty much like Gone Girl style, like ready to murder.
That's why when Mr. Potato's like, hey, you killed him. I'm like, no, I didn't mean to. I'm like, you didn't mean to. You prepped up RC to hit him. What were you planning?
Yeah, and like we see like the full lever action choppy chop. To be honest, I really like those toys. Like I know it sometimes gets like a cost of like articulation, but it's kind of cool. You got leverage just to do this.
Oh, I forgot. Before the murder, we are introduced to the true murderer of this movie, Sid.
Oh yeah, this was the kid. Like I had a friend like this, and I joined it. Because when you would have like an old toy, or probably it's missing some feet, some hands, you can't really. Yeah, dude, like you would have like you would have like Firecracker, but you would have like the Kuya do it, but you just wanted to see like. Of course, we didn't have protective goggles because we were kids. I remember the kid like had like a piece of plastic flown into his face from the explosion. I was like, oh my god, we need to be behind something, but we can't see the explosion. But yeah, I was one of those kids who kind of blew up his own toys. Not a lot. I probably built maybe 1 or 2, and they were like really small figures.
Well, thank God. Those are not the toys from Toy Story. But yeah, Buzz is obviously still alive because we can't have a Mufasa situation for the first movie. And Andy's taking him to Pizza Planet. Woody, at least, is going to Pizza Planet, and he's like, oh man, what did they do?
Oh yeah, you fell into the trash, and the trash guy, pretty much, not trash guy. How did they get to Pizza Planet?
No, first.
Oh yeah, they were in the van. Yeah.
But first, Andy's mom parks, and Buzz sneaks in, and he's like, you know what? In my planet, vengeance is not the way. He's like, yeah, that's true. I was like, but we're not on my planet, are we?
Like they both like, they get ejected off, and they're both stranded in Pizza Planet.
Oh,
and we get them.
Yeah, they're stranded, and then they hitch a ride to the Pizza Planet truck, vehicle, van. I don't know what to call them. I don't know what to call the.
But at the same time though, because Buzz was still in character, he was kind of like he's like Buzz to command or something like that, and Woody gave out the meme. You are a toy. And was he? Did they rip off his like sticker for his comm device?
I think so.
I forgot. That made me laugh so hard because he was legit tampering with it. He was like, "What's wrong with this?" And then he'll peel it off. I was like, "What the fuck?"
A toy. And then they hitch a ride to the game center. I guess their version of Time Zone. And Woody's like, "We can hop aboard." And Buzz is so fixated because he's like, oh look, it's a spaceship, and he goes into the claw machine, and unfortunately that's where Sid is too, and they try to escape, but the aliens are like, no, he has been chosen.
He has been chosen. They're stopping Woody.
And
but that would be sick though, just like in the claw machine you just get like a Hot Toys, like from all the stuffed toys in the middle is just a Hot Toys. I'm
right?
Like, I want that. But then again, it is a claw machine, grabbing a Hot Toys figure and dropping it into a basket. Just watch that thing depreciate as it falls.
Right. And then they go to Sid's house, and he feeds one of the aliens to his dog. He's like, here's Spud, here's one of the other things, just rips them apart. Woody and Buzz are like, well.
Yeah, this was the weird part of my life where my sister was like, I want a dog like that. I was like, because a bull terrier for her is really cute. I mean, no offense to all the bull terriers, but like they look like a very scary dog.
Yeah, that's it doesn't help that the animation for the dogs and people are like, that's really off. Especially now.
Oh yeah, it is very off. Like when it came to the toys, it was fine. But when it came to the people, that's when they started looking like toys.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm scared now.
Like it worked for the toys. But for the people, they look very plasticky.
Yeah, yeah. And then says like, I won't kill you today. I'll just wait for another time. And Woody's terrified because like, oh my god, these toys are cannibals. Like, wow, Woody, you're really prejudiced, huh?
I mean, he's from the West. What'd you expect?
I mean, yeah. What fuck's sake, man?
He's a man of his time.
Oh man.
No, but like that was right after like Sid was like burning his forehead with like a magnifying glass.
Yeah, yeah.
And after seeing that, there's zero sympathy for Woody, but I was like, I want to try that.
And then they try to escape, but fortunately they wake up the dog. And again, since it's very 90s, the way it runs, I'm like, that's not natural at all.
Look, we came a long way from 90s animation. Toy Story was the first Pixar
Yeah,
ever made.
it really was the first one where Pixar was like, look what we can do when it comes to animation. And for the time, and still now, it is very impressive. Especially seeing the progression, you're like, fuck, I care about a fucking clownfish, who knew?
Yeah, right? Like, just letting you all know, back in the day, it took probably 6 years and a lot of man hours to make a 2-hour film. Back in the day, to 3D, for 3D models to move around and tell you a story. Nowadays, we're getting shit like Arcane, where it would just take them 3 years. We cut down the years, but yet we're making way better quality.
Yeah.
So you gotta give Toy Story some, props. Even though, yeah, let's say it has this weird uncanny valley look to it. It was made in 1990s, so don't complain.
Yeah.
No kidding. Nobody was complaining.
And this is why Pixar, for me at least, is the king of animation in the West. You could argue.
I could argue, yeah. But DreamWorks is kind of getting there.
DreamWorks is getting there, but like, it's neck and neck with them. Obviously, when the East.
Okay, I would say Disney up here, DreamWorks right here. But I feel like they're starting to catch up.
And then they go their separate ways because they don't want to get torn apart by a fucking dog. But unfortunately, Buzz ends up in a room where you're playing a commercial for Al's Toy Barn. He's like, hey, the new hotness is Buzz Lightyear. And he does karate action. He is a toy. He is one of millions we have. And
Buzz just has this 1,000-yard stare, just like.
And he can't fly.
Yeah.
And he looks at this comms and says, I'm made in Taiwan.
Oh yeah, that's the part where he peels off the thing. Hey, Taiwan makes. That's where Hot Toys is, right?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. My bad.
But yeah,
but they make really good toys though.
The realization of like, I am not special. My life is a lie. I am just one in a billion.
Yeah, but then he was like, you know what? What if? What if? Man pulls out his wings, goes to the like top floor, and jumps out.
And it ends. If you were ever a curious kid and wanted like, what if my Superman toy could fly? Nope, it can't.
It cannot.
Yeah.
But dear God, we tried.
Dear God, we did. But yeah, Buzz falls down and his arm is separated.
I'm surprised like the wings didn't snap off from that fall.
Right?
Like, or any of the like glass part. Yeah, the arm came out of its socket, but that was it.
Which just makes it weird in Toy Story 2 when he's like, these are precious collectibles, like they have been shipped so much. I think the value has gone down immediately, buddy.
And like, there's no more box,
Yeah.
which is a big deal. But I don't know, like toy restoration is still a thing, so like
Yeah, yeah.
their value can still go up.
Yeah, and then Woody comes 2 hours later and he finds uh, Sid's sister having a tea party with Buzz, and Buzz is just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not
Yeah.
Buzz, I am Mrs.
This
Bit.
bit.
I want that Funko so much.
Oh yeah, I forgot about how much does that cost now?
500? Not bad.
Okay,
Or-
that's not
For such a rare or like a very like deluxe figure, I'm like, that's not bad for deluxe.
a lot. Well, I guess a lot of people didn't really care about Mrs. Misfit.
How dare they? Uh, but yeah, he takes him back to Sid's room where the toys surround Buzz, and he's like, "Don't eat them, you fucking cannibals!" Hey, you fixed them. Okay, damn. I guess I misjudged you.
Yeah. Well, not gonna lie, the baby with the Wild Wild West tarantula arms was really scary.
Right?
And like the fishing hook with the lady legs and the muscular duck.
Yeah, I was like, Sid, what are you thinking about? Really, I'm worried now.
Hey man, he might be a toy designer in the future. No, he was a trash guy.
Yeah.
He was a garbage man.
But then Sid comes in because finally he has this big rocket. I don't know how those things are legal to sell to kids though, especially in the 90s.
Homie, there are a lot of things that should be illegal in the States that they still sell to the majority of the public.
That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wants to sacrifice Woody first because he's a skimpy cowboy, but no, the spaceman will do.
I mean, it makes sense.
Oh no,
A
before that,
rocket with space boat.
since they're across Andy's house, he's like, no, trust me, Buzz is alive. Prove it. And he just grabs his arm. He's like, see, I'm Buzz. And then makes the wrong gesture and he sees like the torn arm. And then Rex is like, "Bleh."
I love everybody else was like, oh my god! I was like, what are you scared about? Mr. Potato Head falls apart every second. Like it's a normal thing for him. Why wouldn't you think that this is a normal thing? You fucks.
It's like,
And then,
yeah, Mr. I guess maybe they're like, well, he's supposed to do that.
I guess, but like, y'all are very self-aware that you're toys. Like, if it's like Bo Peep is made out of like ceramic. What do you call it? Yeah, just ceramic.
Yeah.
And like, if she like loses an arm, for sure that's murder.
But for someone that's plastic like Buzz or Mr. Potato Head, you're like, you're fine. Just pop it back in. But yeah, Woody's like, I need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. And Buzz is like, just defeated. And he's like, I can't do this without you. I'm sorry I was jealous. Sorry we put ourselves through this because of me. And you know what? It's better if you just leave me here to be sacrificed to the explosion. And then Buzz is like, you know what? No, we're both escaping this.
Yeah, where he was like trying to get him out, and then like Woody's like, "Nah, I'll just take the rocket. You go. You're the new favorite toy," which was what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
And like, say what you will, yeah, it is a story about toys, hence the name. But it's also you could actually put the philosophy of this movie into real life.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't just be jealous just because he's the new hot shit. You can work with him and like
Problem
pretty
solved.
much give joy to the person you love.
Yeah. They try to escape, but Sid goes in anyway because it's finally not raining anymore. It takes Buzz to be killed, and Woody has to convince the other toys, like, hey, sorry I misjudged you, but there's a toy out there who really needs your help. I need your help. And for once, we can all save the toy together. They formulate the plan to distract the dog and go outside to the yard where Buzz is about to be killed, and Sid finds Woody in the ground and is like, you know what, I'll barbecue you later. And he's about to light up Buzz, and Woody's like, reach for the sky. I'm like, the fuck? And this is the moment where, as a kid, I didn't really register this, but oh my god, they gave Sid years upon years of therapy.
It's just Reach for the sky.
The sky see everything.
Everything.
And then he goes to play nice and like just freaks out.
Yes, play nice.
Because before that, it's just no mouth movement, just everything. And then to fully articulate it, like, oh my gosh, the thing is real.
You gotta love the animation for Sid's run. It was just like, like you knew it was the 90s, and they're like, how can we make this unnatural as possible?
Like, and then I like how mean his sister gets too, because he sacrificed her doll to the pterodactyl body. And she's like, oh, payback. What do you think of my doll? I was like, no, please get it away from me. It's like a fucking stormtrooper
yeah.
and Ewok.
Yeah, again, nightmare fuel. All of the toys are like coming out of the sandbox, like Night of the Living Dead. And I was like, and they're all coming after Sid. One's like trying to crawl over to him, like Sadako style. But I was like, watching it as a kid, that shit was terrifying. What happened, Disney? What happened to the trauma that you put into your movies? Put them back. They give good lessons. Trust me, I didn't want to break a toy after watching this.
Same here. But they have to catch up with Andy because they're moving. They're moving houses. And it's moving day. And they try to race. How? Oh, and they get the attention of the dog. But how are they in traffic? And no one is freaking out, especially the car behind them. The car behind us, like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, you could argue that because the toys aren't moving on their own. They don't look like they're moving on their own if you're seeing it from afar. You just see an RC car going crazy, and you would think that another kid's just wants his RC car to get run over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of them outrun the dog and they are able to cause a massive car jam. Like, oh, thanks, Woody. That's thousands of dollars in damage, but you save Buzz anyway.
Oh yeah, at least your kid can play with two toys.
Yeah.
Instead of one. So.
I do like the fact when he gets back to the truck to look for RC because the Buzz is back there being hunted by the dog. That he wakes up RC and RC's like, not again, please. I don't want to be necessary to murder again. But no.
Murder again? No.
No, please, sir.
Nah, RC, we're saving a life instead.
Yeah. And then they both aren't the RC, but RC, of course, since it's the 90s, has batteries. And at this point, the toys realize, like, oh shit, Woody is trying to help. And Slinky tries to extend, but as RC's batteries are dying, he can't extend no longer unless he wants to be Darth Maul. That's not traumatize the children.
Well, I'm just saying, okay. I know that RC is just like a regular RC car. Like, that you just buy from any toy store. It's not those hobby shop kind of RC cars. This thing was hauling ass, though.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there's some LiPo batteries in you, huh? How are you dying so fast?
And how is the truck driver not like, why are there sparks coming out of us? That's a problem.
Oh, actually, dude, that's a thing with truck drivers or trucks in general. Not a lot of, a lot of blind spots.
Oh, okay.
You can't tell that there's shit happening at the back unless somebody's honking at you. But I would say, yeah, that thing scraping on the floor, for sure the truck driver would feel that.
Yeah. And then, unfortunately, since they're left behind, Woody's like, oh fuck, what do we do now? And then he gets the idea from his torture, essentially, like, oh right, the sun, it can make things on fire. And he lights up the rocket. It's a powerful rocket because it goes, I don't know what G's are to a toy, but it goes really fast.
Well, I don't know if a rocket was supposed to have that kind of weight, but it's a story about,
Talking toys.
talking toys, so aerodynamics doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's weird that it goes here and then it goes up for some reason. Like, I've never seen a rocket do that. Alright. Whoa, well.
But yeah, they pretty much make it to the truck. They eyeball it into the truck.
Yeah. Oh, they're not aiming for the truck. Because they're aiming for Andy's box.
Oh, right, they're aiming for the car.
Yeah.
I forgot how. Oh, right. Buzz was like, you just injected the
Wings.
and for some reason there's flight.
Yeah, for some reason, this time, he doesn't just go.
Well, I mean, there was a lot more, what do you call that? Does anybody know math or aerodynamics?
I guess the
What
push
is what
from
is this direction kind of force?
I guess there was a lot of push from the shockwave of the explosion. Then
No, I guess there's like a lot of momentum from the rocket.
I know.
Anyway,
I
we're
know.
not
I know.
smart people.
I don't know.
We review movies for a living, so don't don't take our word for it.
Anyway, they make it back to Andy in time, and it's Christmas, and Woody's like, "Buzz, you're not worried, are you?" He's like, "Of course not. We'll be friends forever, and we'll always have each other." And I do like how Woody gets some, alone time with Bo Peep. I like that relationship anyway.
Yeah, plastic and porcelain.
Yeah. And then, what's the one thing that can replace a Space Ranger? That can take away the attention of any kid in the 90s? A puppy.
Oh yeah, oh puppy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, right. I don't think it's like, oh shit, they got a new thing to play with. It was more of like, oh shit, we're gonna have that thing that Sid had.
Right. Like, oh god, it's gonna chew on us too.
Yeah. Thank God Buster wasn't that dog that started gnawing on the toy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
little pieces of shits. I got 12 dogs.
Yeah, Buster turned out to be, just an adorable little sausage.
Mhm.
But yeah, for such a classic movie, and it is classic for a reason, what would you rate this?
It did play a big part in my childhood, and it did give me lessons on like, hey, I gotta take care of my toys a little bit more. Put yourself in their shoes, kind of deal. Which also kind of like implies to like, hey, to your fellow human species, to other people, be kind, take care of them, especially if you love them. And fortunately, that's what Toy Story was trying to get at. And that too, like, oh, you're an older brother, and this newer, younger brother gets born. Or you could apply that lesson into that. But yeah, I'll give this one an 8, like 8 out of 10. It was such a good movie, and this was my first Tom Hanks movie, so I loved him here.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from wasn't even the voice actor Tim
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen. I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah.
So, but Tom Hanks are today Jesus, the nicest man in the world. I don't know. I loved seeing him here, and then as I grew up, I watched majority of his movies. But yeah, other than that, this movie is a really, really good title.
Honestly, though, there are some lines from Buzz here. I'm like, yeah, that does sound like it should be carried by Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully Tim Allen has a couple of more movies down the line, because I like the guy. But yeah, I will also give this an 8 out of 10. It's a really good start, and it's a really good movie. It's just, I can rewatch it over and over again. Even though it's like looking at Andy and said, I'm like, wow, that could use a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh, I have a question for you. What is a toy you want them to make like a standalone movie for? Like what they're doing with Lightyear.
I would like a Django style movie for Woody.
Oh my god. He kills the KK. He actually uses a gun.
An adaptation of Marriage Story by Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Every day I wake up, punches wall, hand gets stuck.
Hand falls off.
I don't know. Again, like you said, like the main two stars are Woody and Buzz. Because I'm like, what does Woody do? He's a Western guy. Maybe.
So you pretty much we're getting Red Dead Redemption.
You're a good man, Woody.
You're a good man when he dies of tuberculosis.
Like Woody's made
But yeah.
sure, whatever.
But anyway, yeah, send us over.
That has been our video on Toy Story. What do you guys think? Comment below. What is your favorite Pixar movie? We're curious. But you can find us at facebook.com/geeks and degenerates. We react to trailers. We stream video games. We stream about our lives. And yeah, things to look forward to in the future. With that, individually, you can find me at Yandalphus1995 on Instagram and Twitter. How about you?
And as Enzo forgets again, You could, if you don't like seeing our faces, we're also on Spotify. You
That's
can
why
find me
you're
at
here.
Jump G. Shut up. You can find me at Jump GOM on Instagram. It is my account.
Yeah. And please remember to stay safe, wear a mask, social distance, and get vaccinated if you can. And we'll see you on the next one, folks. Bye.
Yeah.